Hello everyone, welcome to the channel Mastery in Commerce. I am Geeta here and today we are going to proceed with the next unsolved questions of accounting equation. We had done first and second question in the previous videos. Today I will be solving question number 3 which I gave you as homework. I hope you have tried it on your own to do, but you have to check because whatever answers are given in the bracket, we may not be sure that the way they are given and we have solved is matching or is absolutely correct, right? So let us see each transaction gives what kind of reflection on accounting equation, right? So the third question on page number 89. Let us see the way you have solved, what mistake you have done, or any correction is required, or maybe you are absolutely correct. Let us start with the accounting equation. The first one says business started with cash. So whenever business is started with cash, over here it comes under the heading of cash, 1,75,000, and under capital also it will come as 1,75,000. So I am not totaling it up. We know our LHS is equal to RHS. Now next is purchase goods from Rohit. I told you in the last class also, whenever name of any person is mentioned, it means transaction is not done in cash, right? Either it is credit purchase or credit sale. So now what we have done purchase goods from Rohit, means Rohit is our creditor, right? We have to pay him. We have purchased goods from him. So now one more head will be created in the asset side. Cash will come as same because cash is not affected. So goods were purchased for 50,000. And now we come over here under the heading of liability. We will have a creditor. Creditor is who? Rohit. So we will simply write creditor, or if you want you can write in bracket also Rohit, right? If you have ample of space in your register. So creditor is 50,000. Again capital is not affected. So capital remains as 1,75,000. So the total of these both sides come to 2,25,000. Right? Now we have the third transaction. Sales goods on credit to Manish costing 17,500, but they were sold for 20,000. Right? So the actual value of goods was 17,500, but they were sold for 20,000. Right? So how much profit we had? So 2,500 is our profit. And what do we do with the profit? We add it in the capital, right? So now overall what effect this transaction will have? The cash because it is on credit. So he is our debtor. He is going to pay us later. If name is written, Manish is our debtor. Okay. So cash will come as 1,75,000 plus goods, because goods are sold, so we have to subtract from goods. 50,000 minus 17,500. Why? Because this is the actual value of goods. It is written costing 17,500. So it comes to 32,500. When we subtract them, we get 32,500. And over here one more head will open, that is of debtors. So how much I have to take from debtor? 20,000. Right? So this is asset side. Now in the liability side, creditor remains the same, and in capital we are going to add how much? Profit, right? So 1,75,000 plus 2,500 gives us 177,500. So please check the total of both the sides. It will come to 22,7,500. Please see logically. The goods which were of cost 17,500 were sold to a person who has not paid us. He will pay us later. So that person is our debtor. We have added that 20,000 because we sold him for 20,000. So we will take 20,000 only from him, right? But our goods which were sold, they were of actual value of 17,500. Okay. And the profit, the difference between both these amount will go and add in capital. I hope this is clear to everyone. These kind of transactions we have done earlier also. Now part D, purchase furniture for office use. So when furniture is purchased, so it is purchased out of cash. So 1,75,000 minus 10,000. Right? So it comes to 1,65,000. Goods will remain the same. Debtors will remain the same. One more head will open over here. Furniture. And this furniture is costing for how much? 10,000. Creditor, it is 50,000. Capital 1,77,500. So again the total of both these sides will come to 22,7,500. Right? So now we move on to the next part, that is equation number 5th, the 5th equation of the question. Let us see it. The 5th equation is cash paid to Rohit in full settlement. Means Rohit is where? Rohit was my creditor. So I have paid him how much? 48,500. And how much I was supposed to pay him? 50,000, right? But how much I have paid? 48,500. Means that person has given me discount. Okay. So whenever I am receiving discount, that discount received is added in capital. Please note down somewhere as a note that discount received is to be added in capital. So whenever, because my creditor is giving me discount, I was supposed to pay him 50,000, but how much I have paid? 48,500. So he has given me discount on that amount, right? So how much is the discount for? 1,500, right? So this is discount received. In your when you are doing it on a paper, you can make some working notes on the side or at the end of the page, right? And you can put a star. So whenever you are doing these kind of transactions which are new or which are different from the previous ones, you can make a note of these, because these kind of things are only going to come in exam, right? So this 1,500 is the discount received. Now let us see. First of all, we have paid him, so means our cash has reduced. So first thing what we are going to do, we are going to reduce cash. Cash was how much with us? 165,000 minus how much I have paid him? 48,500. Right? So this much I have paid. It will come to 1165,000. So it will come to 1,16,500. Goods will remain the same. 32,500. Debtors will remain the same. Furniture will remain the same. Over here, this creditor we don't need to write now. Okay, so we will simply write liability plus capital, and in capital we will add this amount. So capital was 1,77,500 plus 1,500 discount received. Right? So as a note you can write over here also. So it comes to 1,79,000. Yes, right. So please note it down along with me when I am doing the question. So the total of both the sides now come to 1,79,000. This is the ultimate effect of this transaction, right? So now next we come to cash received from Manish. You remember Manish is our debtor. So how much cash he has paid to us? 20,000. Means he has paid us in full amount. There is no discount, nothing is there. So now simply what we will do, cash received means it will be added in cash. Cash was how much? 1,16,500 plus 20,000. Right? So it comes to 136,500. Goods will remain the same. This debtor is reduced now. So next thing is furniture. So this transaction again is going to give us the total of 1,79,000. Because at one place we have reduced 20,000 and the other place we have added it. Right? So now we move on to the next one. Rent paid. So whenever we are paying rent, what it is going to affect? It is going to reduce our cash and capital. I'll drop this last one. So rent paid, cash 136,500 minus 1,000. So when 1,000 is subtracted from it, it comes to 135,500 plus goods remain the same. Furniture remains the same. And from capital we will subtract 1,000. Right? So when 1,000 it comes to 178,000. So now the total of both the sides will be 178,000. I hope this is clear to everyone. If any doubt you have in any of the points which I am doing, or your answer is not matching to mine but you have doubt that why I am doing that and you have done it in that particular way, you can always put in comment box, I'll answer to your query. Okay. So now the last one, cash withdrew for personal use. So I told you earlier also, whenever cash is withdrawn for personal use, it is called as drawings. So that amount will again be subtracted from cash. So cash will become, it is for 3000. So 135500 minus 3000, it comes to 1,32,500. This will remain the same. Furniture will remain the same. And over here, no liability except capital is there. So capital minus 3000. So 1,78,000 minus 3000, it will come to 1,75,000. Okay. So when you subtract 3000 from both the sides, the total comes up to 1,75,000. So this is what is there in your book also. If you see at the end of the question, they have given you cash is 1,32,500, goods are 32,500, furniture is 10,000 and capital is 1,75,000. So this completes your question number 3. Let us move on to question number 4 and then question number 5 will be your homework. In question number 5 also there is a new point. You are noticing that these questions are for your practice, but these questions are very important because in every question something new comes. What happens generally in school, your teachers don't have that much time to solve each question with you and they generally give it as homework, and students are generally not practicing all the questions given in the book. If you do all these questions, you will be able to solve the questions in exam and the challenges which are coming during the exams. So please solve all the unsolved questions which are given in the book, right? So now question number 4, it is also page number 89. I will straight away start the question. The question is commenced business with cash. So business started with cash. Again same equation. It is on the asset side we have cash and it is 1,50,000. And over here liability plus capital. Capital is also 1,50,000. That's it. Okay. Now second one, purchase machinery on credit. So whenever anything is purchased on credit means I have not paid the amount at the time of purchase, but I have to pay it later. So that is my liability to pay. So that comes means I have a creditor now. So machinery purchased on credit, so cash is not affected, but a new head will be created over here. Machine, it is for how much? 40,000. And over here my creditor is created. I have to pay to this person, right? Not now, I was not able to pay, so I have purchased on credit. Right? So this brings us to the total 1,90,000. We keep on doing the total so that we have not done any mistake. Both the sides are coming equal. Okay. Now next we have purchased goods for cash. Purchased goods for cash means very clear, very simple. Cash, out of cash we are deducting 20,000. One lakh 30,000. Then machine remains the same and goods are for 20,000. right? This side is not affected. Creditor remain as 40,000. Capital remains as 1,50,000. So my total again remains the same. My total comes to 1,90,000. Now next, purchased car for personal use. See, whenever we are purchasing anything for personal use, we don't create a separate head. Okay, it is like drawings only. So we have to but subtract it from cash and capital. So from cash we will subtract 1,30,000 minus 80,000. So 1,30,000 minus 80,000 gives us 12,000. Sorry, 50,000. It gives us 50,000 when we subtract 13 minus 8. Then machine, don't open another head of car. Okay, this is drawings actually. Personal use or office use, that we have to see very carefully in the question, because students make that mistake. Now this creditor remains the same. From capital we will subtract minus 80,000. So 1,50,000 minus 80,000. So it comes to 70,000. Please check all the amounts which are written. Whether you are able to understand how these amounts have come, you have to be clear about it, right? So it gives you total 1,10,000. Same over here, 1,10,000. Now we move on to the next part, E. So E part is paid to creditors in full settlements 38,000, right? So it means again we have received the discount. So when we have paid means our cash has again reduced. So cash was how much? 50,000 minus 38,000. I have paid to them 38,000. So it comes to 12,000 plus machine is 40,000. Goods are of 20,000 is equal to creditors. Now creditors will not come, right? So that is reduced from there. So what I will simply write, liability plus capital. So capital we will add the discount received. How much discount we have received? Can anybody tell me? It was 40,000. Now 38,000 I have paid. So how much discount I have received? 2,000 plus 2,000. You can write over here discount receipt, right? So when 70,000 plus 2,000 you do, it comes to 72,000. So the total of both the sides comes to 72,000. There is a twist in every question, so you have to do it very carefully. Each transaction may be related to the previous transaction, right? So now we move on to the next part. Each transaction tells you about, see about creditors and debtors whenever it is there in the question, the full and final payment and what we were actually going to pay. That tells you how much discount is received or given. Now go to F part. It says sold good for cash costing 5,000 and how much we have sold it for? 4,500. It means we have given discount. Okay. So when goods are sold, it is your F part. Goods are sold means I have received cash. So how much it will come? 12,000 plus We have sold it for 4500. So it will come to 12,000 plus 4500. So 12,000 plus 4500 gives you 16500. Okay. Now goods are sold which were of 5,000. So from goods we have to delete. Machine will remain the same. Machine was for 40,000. From goods we will subtract 20,000 minus 5,000 because they were of 5,000. When we subtract it, we get 15,000. Now liability, nothing is there. We have finished it. From capital we will subtract discount given. Discount received is added, discount given is subtracted. So 72,000 minus 500 because 500 was the discount given. You can write over here discount given. These notes help you to understand later when you will be going through the question. So it comes to 71,500. So the total of our both the sides is 71,500. I hope this much is clear to everyone. Whatever I am doing, I am trying my best to go very slow so that even to the child this topic is difficult, you are able to understand. See, for me, you all are like doing accounts for the first time. I don't want anything to be complicated for you. Even the science students sometimes opt the commerce stream for various reasons. So for them also commerce should not be a burden. Now G part we come. It is paid rent. So when rent is paid, it goes out of cash and capital. So cash is how much? 16500 minus rent is for 1000. So it comes to 15500. Machine again remains the same. I am writing the short forms now. Goods remain the same. And then liability, nothing is there. Then from capital we will reduce 1000. So it becomes 7500. Right? So now the total of both the sides is 7500. Okay, so now we have come to the last part of the question. That is H part. H part says commission received in advance. So whenever anything we are receiving in advance, we write it under the liability head. Okay, so commission received in advance, what in cash we have received it. So in cash we will be adding it. 15500 plus 2000. So when we add 2000 to it, it becomes 17500 plus machinery remains the same, 40,000. Goods remain 15,000 is equal to under the liability head commission advance we can write 2000, right, and capital remains the same. So capital is 70,500. That's it. It's not very difficult, quite simple and easy question. So the total comes to 72,500. The first thing you have to do is, see, you make mistakes. You make mistakes, you have the right to do it. But then you should also know what, where and how you have done the mistake. so that you don't repeat it. Okay, so this is the third and fourth question solution. Now the journal entry which we had started, I hope everyone has learned the 3 golden rules of accounting. By now everyone is familiar with personal account, nominal account. Now see the page number 63 of your book. Page number 63 of your book. It has a transaction entries, how the journal entries are done. That I am thinking I will not be doing. I will be starting with illustration 2, because illustration 1 we have already done. Let us start the journal entry from illustration 2, which I will be doing in my next video. I hope you like the video. By solving accounts, we have to be very careful with each and every transaction which we are doing, because accounts is like a puzzle which is given to you. Somewhere you are getting money, somewhere you are paying money, so you have to be very careful where you have received the discount, where you have given the discount. Discount, you know, plays a major role in gaining the customers and you being a loyal customer to the other business houses, right? So we have to be very particular about these things. If you liked my video, if you understood how the question was solved, I request you to please like, share and subscribe my channel, so that other children who are struggling with accounts and those students who think that accounts is a very difficult subject, for them also it becomes a easy one. We will meet again in the next video. Again, humble request, please like, share and subscribe my channel. For today, bye. Good night.